Hey everybody, and welcome back to my Alien Isolation Speedrun, Episode 2, where we finish off missions 7 through 10. Basically, we just barely escaped in the previous episode the medical bay explosion and everything that went down there, and now we're working our way through Seeks and Synthetics up to meet up with Samuels and Taylor, who was hurt, and along the way we meet Waits, and he's the Marshal of Sevastopol, and he has an idea of how to trap the aliens. So this one involves a time lapse while we get through kind of a rather boring mission that doesn't have any deaths, but otherwise should be a good time. So I hope you enjoy. So that cost us a few minutes. But, you know, such as it is. It is what it is. We might be able to make it up here, we might not. This has been kind of interesting because I've been doing the clip strategy here, and I don't know whether that's going to work on this. Do you think I should try the clip strategy here and risk it, or should I just go straight through? Because, frankly, the clip strategy is going to probably get me killed even if I do get through the door here, because the alien's very responsive. Go for it? I'm not so sure. I'm not sure.
There's a piece missing. I need to fix that.
Okay, so these guys should get killed by the alien here. The alien drops and kills them if you manage to not get detected by them and you move fast enough that you're basically on a timer and you can't be detected. If they detect you, then they'll call out to you and yell, and it won't work. If they don't detect you and you move fast enough, then the alien will drop and take care of them for you. But the drawback to this strategy is, under normal circumstances, when you activate the android right there, the alien will deactivate. And, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to reload. Because I can't get through that door as easily, and the alien had dropped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to do the door hack, and then spawn the android, and we'll do it the old style way. It's been a while since I've done this. There we go. How could doors be solid? I know, right? It's really breaking my groove here.
Now play nice.
All right, so we're gonna wait for him to get out. Again, this is kind of, ideally we're continue moving, but it is what it is. So screw this guy in particular. That also means that we don't have the stun baton for this next section, which is also kind of problematic. But we will have a flare, so we can pull them off. We'll just have to go slightly slower. So the alien actually, I don't believe, is active. I don't particularly want to test that ultra hardcore. I want the blasting cap over here. There's always a blasting cap right here, and they can be hard to find. And then there's an SCJ injector right here. And then we're going to move this down. Is there no game where they actually make walls and the floor solid? I mean, they're supposed to. It's just we figure out shenanigans of how to not to do it, They don't account for all of the things, and that's because we're terrible people. Okay, so take that compression cylinder. Maybe I do need it. I was gonna say, I don't know that I need to get the flare, but there we go, got it. I can't get out that way. No exit! Alright, nice and quiet. Alien's very active. Humans are dead. Hey, Loki Rebirth, how's it going? Hope you're having a nice night. Welcome to the stream. Just nice and easy, like. Put that in, move it around, and then voila, satisfaction. I can always toss it away only to realize, you know, one fucking time. And Emily won't let up on my case. I tell you. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Nothing. This section is another place where people get sniped a lot. You just run, and you'll move faster. Right now, the alien is dropping behind them, and so the guy on the far left will get taken by the alien, and he'll jump down. It's almost kind of sad that you have to run and get here so fast, because it's kind of a cool little sequence to see, but, you know, we have more important things to do at the moment. That's the first time you've mentioned it? Lies. Lies! Don't believe her lies. And this should take us back and finish Mission 7. So yeah, we're 420 blazing it in terms of being behind schedule. Hey Jack Gaming, how's it going? This game seems like hell to run on Nightmare. I mean, you know, you learn it. You figure it out. It's important. The reason the run's going to happen is because I'm using a method to move called psychorunning. It's named after the guy who figured it out, but it's a combination of strafing and strafing right and crouching, and you use the crouch to kind of interrupt your animation sequence. And that prevents you from generating the noise so that you can silently do the run. Now right there, I grabbed a hotspot that allows me to call the elevator while I'm taking this jack off, so the elevator will show up under normal circumstances. You take the jack off, and then you press the button. That's right, you take the jack off, and then you sit there and wait for the elevator for a second, but you hit that hotspot, and you can do them both at the same time. Alright, so we're gonna flare this. Most unnecessary. Hopefully that goes where I want it to. I don't think that went where I want it to. But I guess we'll see. I think it was Psychonaut, but it's been a while. I used to know. I could have told you like a month ago, but I've forgotten since then.
Oh, I know someone's in here.
He's pretty curious what I do. So, for the most part, we just want him to work around and then the android to go after him.
Follow me, please.
And when the android moves past, then I can move forward, right? And now... bop on that. And hopefully... the android's not going to notice me. He's going to sit there and look at that flare and go, interesting. Pyrotechnic devices are very dangerous, you know, or something like that. Seems like we're good. Take that jack off. Oh, I did. You just realized you didn't practice door humping today? Well, door humping hasn't gone well for me so far. I changed my setup, so now I'm on a different frames per second, and none of my door humping seems to be going well, so I can appreciate that. I actually had in my mind that I needed to double check and make sure that that wasn't impacted. It did occur to me, but then I forgot to practice, and then here we are, and I just really am terrible at everything. But we got through, we're here, and we'll just keep going. Never give up, never surrender, unless you're doing terrible, in which case you bail.
Take it. I had some trouble, so it's gonna take me a while to get back.
We can wait.
Taylor can't. I can catch the next car.
Your call.
It's my call, and I'll cry if I want to. Hey, Galactic Blaze Runner, how's it going, man? Welcome. Welcome. Alright, so I'm going to call the tram here, and then I'm going to fire a shot at those stairs. Under normal circumstances, 4 guys will come filtering down from Sinclair's crew, But weirdly enough, if you shoot the stairs right there, then they don't come. And I can wander around, make sure there's nothing for me to pick up at the moment, and then, once verifying that there is not, which, anyway, there's not, I can finish the pipe bomb. Yay! This is an important one. If I don't get a pipe bomb by mission, then I have major problems. I think it's mission 13. Yeah. So it's good to get that out of the way. The only other item that I need that's critical, I have a flare. The only other item that I need that's critical right now is a noisemaker, and I need that by mission 17. As long as I can get a noisemaker, a flare, pipe bomb, and enough flares, then itemization-wise, we should be good to go. Alright, is this the... No, this is not the split. Hey, Minor Fuzzy, how's it going? Welcome. You have more success trying it off stream than on. That's typically because of the frames per second loss from in the cost of streaming Loki Rebirth. One of the things that I like to do is I just turn on. There's a setting in Steam if you go into the profile for the game to show FPS, and so I just always have that kind of in the top right. You guys can't even see it, like it's a Steam overlay thing, but it makes it nice to kind of know. And you're looking for around 160. If you're lower than that, if you're like 130 on down, you're gonna have yourself a little bit of a hard time getting through those doors.
Calm down. We're safe now. Waits has a plan.
Are you safe? Are you?
Get the transit.
I have questions.
Plans haven't
Nice
done us
work.
much good so far.
How's Taylor?
Stable. Should be walking soon enough. Samuels is with her now.
Okay.
One of the reasons that I can't dedicate stuff to making the noisemaker is I haven't actually picked up a noisemaker blueprint yet. I'll get that here in mission 9 or mission 10.
I've got Marlowe in the cells, the lowlife who showed up with your flight recorder.
Where's Marlowe's ship? The
Do you have FPS counter enabled?
Put it
Cool.
in a parking orbit around the gas giant. Son of a bitch won't give us the command code.
Alright, so we're coming up on M9. Mission 9 is a fan service mission that is all environmental, and it has some pretty cool environmentals and visuals and that sort of stuff, but we've played it through a number of times, right? So I've introduced to the stream the concept of the Mission 9 dance party, okay? So we're going to throw on some music, we're going to have ourselves a good time. I am recording this with the idea that maybe, just maybe, I end up, if things go well, I'll post this to YouTube, because some people have been asking, you know, hey, what is a run now versus, you know, when I recorded my very, very, very first Let's Play, my very first time through Alien Isolation, and to kind of have that as a juxtaposition. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I'll probably just skip that section because there's going to be some copyrighted music, so it'll get cut out. But basically, all this is it's a 13.5-minute section of which we walk. And it tells the story of how Marlowe and the crew of the Anisadora, while following the Nostromo's flight recorder, end up encountering the aliens, and Foster gets infected with a facehugger, and bad things happen. So, that said, let's go ahead and get the party started. What do you say, guys?
I don't want any mistake.
and boom. And now we should be back on our splits. I know how you feel about Queen. Do I? Anyway. Welcome back. That was the Mission 9 dance party. And, you know, we had a good time. So, yeah, let's get going. And now the next step is to trap the alien. Let's do this. Never step on Freddy. I know. I had to stop Bohemian Rhapsody so that the timing worked out, and no one is happy about it. But I still insist that I'm the least happy of all the unhappies. So, you know, we're all there. Okay. Let me in. Let me in. Give me some of that sweet flamethrower goodness. We can now defend ourselves. Great. Flashlight. Yeah. Flashlight's very nice.
It's an animal. Animals are afraid of fire.
I hope you're right.
We've talked about what before? What have we talked about before?
I've got a plan to trap it.
I've talked about nothing. You can't prove anything.
I've
Already forgotten what we were talking about. That we had already talked about. Wow, that's like double forget. That's forgetception. Okay, let's go. Just tappity poo there. Tappity tap. Yep, there you go. Let me in. Yep. Whee! So the first thing to do here is the alien's in this Systex Spire, so he's not active. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and get the tram called, and then while the trams, because the trams take forever to arrive, so we're going to use that time while the tram's coming back to then come back and loot a lot of this stuff that we've missed. In general, my my looting is okay. I'm not having problems with it, but I might need another med kit, and you know, it's something to do while we wait for the tram. I guess. She said with authority.
Outright disaster has already happened, Waits.
Don't say it. It's a bad word. Bad word. Oh, Ripley. Ripley, I'm very disappointed in you. You bad word motherfucker. I mean... What opinion? I've forgotten. I need reminders. We talked about Queen? Cool. I like Queen. You like Queen. Let's not be mad at each other. Let's not fight. Okay. So I had a spare med kit. I will. There is a hard part at the end of this section that I will about half the time get shot at and have bad things happen. So hopefully I can have enough health to survive that. In addition to that, one of the things that you want to try and do is not use any flamethrower fuel. You can use the flamethrower, but you want to try and avoid having to reload it. If you don't reload the flamethrower, then when you pick it back up after the second nest, it will have more fuel than if you do. So where that's you know, all a precursor to M17 and the really hard missions. Ideally, if you can hang on to your fuel, then all the better.
The creature's here.
A lot of people always think those guys are hostile. I mean, and I was one of them. When I first played through, I was like, these guys are gonna shoot me! Yeah, they don't shoot you.
How are we gonna seal it in?
In general, you can run down here, but I have had the alien pop up on occasion, and it's just enough to make it to where you don't really want to. But you can frequently do this entire section while running and not have the alien trigger. The further you get down, the closer you get to this room, the more likely you are to have a problem. The barristers all said that repeatedly. Nice. So are you indefinitely on days now, Emily, or are you? Are you just not switching back temporarily?
Supply storage locked down.
Okay.
Now, on the one hand, I do have the flamethrower. On the other, if we can do this without triggering the alien, all the better, right? Because once the alien's triggered, then he's going to be up and down and constantly, you know, you can scare him away, but he'll drop back in 10, 15 seconds, and you got to deal with him some more. But the way the alien typically works in all these areas is that he's triggered either on a timer or by sound. So if you make no noise, and then after a certain amount of time in the section, he will activate. Or if you make noise and he hears you, then that'll activate. One of the primary differences between Nightmare and the other difficulties is how likely he is to hear a noise. Right? He gets increasingly more sensitive to noises that you might make as you progress in difficulty. So in Nightmare like this, he'll respond to, like, I have a little bit of grace period, but like frequently coming around that corner, he'll drop right there. There's the noisemaker. So now he's on the other side right now. He's stomping around on the other side of here, which is where I'm going to go. So this is always kind of interesting to figure out where he is and hopefully not run smack into him. Oh, he went into the vents, which means he's going to drop right there. Or over there. And when this door opens, he should jump up, assuming he hasn't already triggered on me. So yeah, and now he's inactive again, and I'm good until I do this little hack. I don't know why they decided to inactivate him. Maybe just because this room's so enclosed and it's hard to get out of or something. Because I think the doors do close until you do the hack. But either way, you can use this time to go and loot a body and another chest over there, but I don't really bother. Unless I'm having real itemization problems. Which I might be, considering I'm down a sensor. Here's the injector. Here's the god that hopeful that we get that, because life kind of sucks if you don't. The alien AI is very interesting. It turns out that the alien's pretty easy to figure out. Like, it doesn't mean he has an element of randomness to him. Basically, as he progresses, he moves from one. He takes a couple steps, and then he stops, and then it's a randomized script of whether he continues, whether he doesn't, whether he turns around, whether he continues to stand there, and it's based off of one just random number generator and that sort of thing, and then also whether he's alerted. Like, I mean, there's little factors that adjust it, but generally speaking, he moves section to section and then reacts to the environment and you know, has kind of a randomized factor to him. So in the speed runs that like what I'm doing here, where I'm keeping him almost entirely behind me, it will allow, let's do the medkit here, where I'm keeping him almost entirely behind me, he doesn't really have time for those to activate. He's constantly chasing me from section to section. It turns out that the way that the game's designed, with the whole setup of it being beneficial for time and noise, where I've learned how to not make noise. Oh good, the guy who shoots me didn't spawn. So I'm fine. Where I can move around without making that much noise, it really kind of pulls the teeth of the alien so that it can't be nearly as dangerous, because it's constantly in its timer mode while I'm finishing all the objectives of the area. The alien doesn't actually have vision, technically. Like, I mean, it detects you when you're in front of it and stuff, but it doesn't have eyes, and it's in the lore that they just have plot device, better improved senses. I mean, it really is just like, you know, insert contrived lore explanation here, but in theory, the aliens don't actually have eyes and are considered blind. But they have super duper extra pooper heightened senses otherwise that still that are what they use to find and hunt and track and all that. Alien will gum you to death with no teeth. Well, there is that. I just made a Hamilton song start blasting in your brain. My bad. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. I'm hitting my peak and my use at the same time, So hopefully when I cancel out of that, yeah, okay, I got it. So now my neck just went higher. I'm clipping up into the ceiling, which means that when I come over here and look down, I can look through the door, and then I can trigger the remove brace and pop through the door without having to, you know, do anything difficult. And then we can pop down, and we're done with that section. Nice description? What description? What'd I do? What'd I say? I'm just babbling, man. Like the words that are going on in my head don't actually mean anything to me. Like, they're not registering. Like, I'm just trying to talk through what I'm doing. But if I say something that you notice, then you gotta give me a little context, because otherwise it's just like, yeah, what in that stream of babble was I referencing? But sick references, bro. Your references are off the hook. Your casual playthrough, there were so many occasions where you crouched deadly still next to it and it missed you completely. Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole hearing thing. You can hide from it pretty effectively while being right next to it, assuming that it doesn't turn and look directly at you or detect you or whatever if you're being quiet. I have a habit of monologuing. No, I don't. You have a habit of monologuing. Nice and quiet, just gonna circle around. Sometimes he'll drop early here, but for the most part, usually you can keep him entirely up. You want to avoid the airlock chamber right there, because that android on the ground will grab you. He's an ankle grabber. Dirty, rotten ankle grabber. Hit that, then you go back out the way you came. And then just in this door that just opened. Dodge!
We're counting on you, Ripley.
There we go. You want a GTFO real quick right there, because he'll drop right quick. But then you can pretty much run from here.
I'm sorry, Ripley.
Hey, Athanasius, how's it going? Athanasius? 44? How you doing? Hacks, I know, right? Serious hacks. Hacks for days, bro. You the feeling I monologue in real life? Are you kidding? I don't talk to people in real life. I'm introverted, man. I want to make as little noise as possible. Interestingly, now the android is no longer an ankle grabber. The alien will always come to the alarm that's triggered right there, so you want to make sure that you position yourself to whichever direction he comes running, that he's not going to see you. He's going to stare at the green light for a second. He's like, this is a nice light. You ever seen a light like this? This is the nice light. You can see him right there in the corner. This is good light. And then he's going to turn and hopefully walk back. And you can listen to the voice in the background. She's saying airlock pressurization 25, 50, 75, etc. to give you an idea of when to go towards the door.
Airlock pressurization 75% complete.
Now here I'm standing here, but even if the alien comes, I can use the flamethrower to delay it and have enough time to get in. If you're holding up the flamethrower and pointing it at it, the alien will stop, flinch, hiss, and then start slowly walking towards you. So you can use that to your advantage to slow it down a little bit at certain times like that. Okay, we get out of there, and then we move on, and I have no idea how my time's doing because I don't have times past this point, but...